this guy right here. This is a 1,200-pound magnet. It grips things pretty well. Alright everyone, welcome back to Upper Left RC. Today we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more brass to the deadbolt. We've got quite a few upgrades already on here, and I figure we need some more. Why not? Let's dive into it, take a look and see what we can do. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is take the body off, just because I really enjoy working on this thing with the body off. This is not the right size. Here we go. So I ordered a few more pieces, and actually the reason I ordered the I'll show you these ones here. These replace the plastic hex adapters or wheel hub hexes, but I bought them for these. I thought I lost one of these, and I'll show you inside the wheel here once I get this body off. They're very tiny, they fall out really easy, and they're hard to find, and I couldn't just find anywhere where I could buy those at, so I saw that they came with these little brass pieces and decided to order those. So this little piece right here, this little metal bar, they're very slippery, they slide in and out all the time, and if you hold one at the wrong angle or pop it too hard, it'll slide right out. And the one I had for the front went missing, and I happened to find it in my carpet with a giant magnet. Let me grab it and I'll show you. This guy right here. This is a 1,200-pound magnet. It grips things pretty well. And I found this piece by skimming it over my carpet because I thought I'd lost it. Picks it right up off the table. I don't even know if you could see that on camera, but I didn't even have to get that close. It just shoots right over. But these are really handy, giant magnets. I have this one, I use this for magnet fishing in local ponds and rivers and stuff. Find some pretty cool things, but yeah, that's how I found this tiny little guy right here. And then forgot I ordered the rest of these, and when they showed up I was like, oh yeah, I needed some of those. Or I don't anymore, but I did. So we'll get this wheel back on real quick. I just wanted to show you why I ordered. Oh no, we're not going to put the wheel on because we have these hex adapters. I was going to put them on there, but because I have this 10.4 gram brass wheel insert weight, I guess I can't use those. Those might be handy on one of my other trucks. Maybe I'll install those on one of the other trucks I got. For now, we're just going to do the brass sliders. Okay, so we're going to install these guys. I saw this on Amazon. I thought they looked kind of cool. I always like adding weight, especially the lower the better. If I can get it down around the same height as the axle, I know it's still above it, but it's lower than the rest of this. It'll help with balancing, especially on tall objects. So here's the part number if anyone wants these or is interested in them. And when I first ordered them and they showed up, I was like, oh man, they didn't come with any screws. What am I going to do now? But looking at them on the install part, the hole is actually recessed quite a bit in there so that the screw you can still reuse these, or at least that's my hope. We're going to find out. Looks like I need to take off these two middle ones, and if you notice on the back it's got these divots here. That's so it can sit over these screws on the side frame and still be flush with it. So let's pull these guys out right here. Well, there we go. Simple little upgrade. Adds a little more weight down low. This thing's starting to get pretty heavy. Also, I did mention in, I don't remember what video it was, that I was going to take these metal bars off and replace them with the plastic ones, because I didn't get much articulation out of the front anymore. And I found out why. Turns out this new servo I put in, these top notches right up here fit perfectly between the frame, but don't really allow any movement between the frame. So it still has plenty of flex. I just can't get it to flex because the frame is rubbing on these pieces right here on this this servo. So I need to take something and take that corner notch off. Either cut it at an angle or cut down and along the top of the screw there, and take those out so it can get that movement back. It turns out these weren't the issue at all. So I need to get a Dremel or some sort of tool, and I'll do that in the future, just so I can get the deadbolt back up to perfect crawling specs, because this was the most capable truck I had, and I still think it might be, but it was really nice when I can get all that body flex out of it, and now it's just kind of limited on its range in the front. The rear still has plenty of movement, and that's what kind of threw me off, because I still have so much movement in the back. I was like, well, those bars can't be doing much, restricting it. Then I look closer, it's that guy. So we got that on. We're gonna put those on a different truck. Let me get the body back on this thing, and we'll take this for a spin, and we'll put that on one of my other trucks. I also want to swap some tires on that new one that I got, that Enduro. Maybe take them both for a spin. I got the courses set up here, the new one that we just built, and then my old one, and it turns out they line up perfectly right there, where it's almost flush, where I can just transfer from one to the other. So that's really cool. So we're gonna film some stuff, oh excuse me, driving around on those. All right, so we got the deadbolt back together. Got those nice new frame slider weights there, and I want to use these on this guy, or at least try and see. I have yet to take these wheels off, so I don't even know if it's the same, but I think most 124 scales use the same hex style. They don't use the same screws though. So for the Enduro, it's 5 millimeters, or 5.0 millimeters. So it has the same hex size on the inside, but this doesn't look right. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of looks right. It's about the same size, but I might, these look a little thinner. Yeah, these are a little bit thinner, so I don't know if, maybe they'll work. We're gonna try them. We're gonna see what happens. Why not? Ow! I didn't cut myself. I just punched my thumb with the side of this thing, and these don't feel that great. I hurt my thumbs a lot if you couldn't tell. Okay, so that sits, well, I guess because this thing is like flush, the inside of this where these that little bar goes, since it's flush, this is probably about the same height. Yeah, it's about the same height, so that should work just fine. So we're gonna upgrade those to brass, and then I'm also gonna put, let's take a look at these tires and see what we got. I think I'm gonna try these guys out on them. A little bit bigger. About the same width. See how those work. Okay, I ran into an issue almost immediately. I went to put this tire on, and it fits, as I'll show you here. It fits on there great. The problem is I can't get this in there. It doesn't fit. And so I was like, oh, easy fix. These wheels came with this tool. It's a lot thinner and easier to get into spaces, so I can fit these tires to things, because it will fit in that hole. But this nut isn't the right size. It doesn't fit this tool. It's too big. So I can't use these. And I thought, well, I'll use these. They're ugly, they're hideous, but they're my other set of wheels and tires, and they're kind of, you know, they're nice. But I'm sitting here feeling them, and these actually are really, really nice tires. I don't know why I wanted to swap them. I mean, these are a little bit smaller, so bigger ones would be nice, but they're really soft, they got really good grip, and they frankly look a lot better. So I don't think I'm gonna put these on here just because they're really ugly. It bums me out because these are cool tires. I'm gonna buy another set of these tires and these rims and some proper glue and not use gel super glue and ruin them again. Yeah, these are just super spare tires that I will only ever use if I absolutely have to. So, dang. I guess I'm putting these back on, but at least it's getting a little bit of brass on it. I do want to take a look at these front shocks though. So let me get the wheels on, get the brass on there, and then we'll take a look at the shocks. Okay, we got all the plastic adapters out. We'll put those away. I also don't want to lose these. I almost forgot about these. The whole reason I bought that package. In case anyone's curious, they're hot racing. This is the part number. We got them on here. Seems to function exactly the same width apart and everything. Nothing changed on it. So I want to take this, the deadbolt, over to the courses, get some runtime. But I also wanted to mention, because I keep forgetting, this is in the background here. I've got 2 bottles of this stuff, Black 3.0. I bought some of this because I wanted to paint one of these trucks, and I have a clear body on the way for, I think it's an SCX body, or maybe this. I forget what it is, but I have a clear body coming because I'm going to paint it with this. This is supposedly one of the blackest flat black paints in the world. If you've ever heard of like Fanta Black, you can Google it. There's some really cool pictures of stuff painted. This is supposed to be pretty similar, not as black, but it, I believe it absorbs 99% of light almost, or something like that. So I'm curious to see what one of these trucks painted in this would look like. I'm really excited for that. So once it gets here, we'll do a video on that too and see how Black 3.0 looks, especially on a model RC. So we got this going, and let's take them over to the course. I didn't really add much by adding those brass, but I just wanted to kind of drive it around on the course. I really had fun. Oh my gosh, I already forgot. We were gonna look at the shocks. What am I doing? Well, look at that. I was all set up, ready to run, and I totally forgot I was gonna take a look at these front shocks because they basically have no rebound to them whatsoever. I wanna figure out what's going on. So I showed this in the review when I unboxed it, but this is basically all that's in the front. The back's got all the rebound. I don't know why, and I think it's probably due to all this weight up front, why they sit so low, but I wanted to take these shocks off of here and maybe stretch the springs and see if I can get some more strength on them, or swap the springs for something else I have. So let's just do that real quick. More of these little rods right here. It looks like that was holding this up together. Yeah, okay. So it's a 2-piece that comes apart like that, which is kind of odd. But one thing I wanted to do was stretch this thing out a bit. There we go. Oof, almost lost it. And I think that's going to have a little more rebound. Of course, I'm going to have to sit here and squish it back down just to get this shock back together, but so I also just realized that modifying or adding different shocks or springs to this thing is going to be difficult with this like proprietary connector piece here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all like one double ball joint screw. So I don't know how I would modify that, but I'll have to find a way to do it somehow. Okay. It definitely has rebound now. It's not as soft anymore. It's much stiffer, which is kind of a bummer. But I think over time these springs will definitely shrink back down, or at least I hope they will. So let's pop the body on. Okay, quickly while I got the body on, I just wanted to show you that now that the body's on, this fender is no longer sitting right on top of the tire like it used to. It used to sit basically right here with the back end up in the air. Now it actually sits level like the truck should. It might even sit up higher because the back springs do droop a little when it's sitting. I may need to stretch the back at some point too, get that to sit nice and level. And it still has plenty of articulation, but I like that the front's not just dragging on the ground anymore. So let's get it over to the course. Let's head over to the new course. We'll see how this transition does. Oh yeah, it's like it was meant to be. With that stiffer suspension in the front, I can tell it's already having a bit of a hard time. That left wheel is just hanging in the air. Take a look at that. Or right wheel, sorry, right front wheel. There we go. Contact. Oh, we got it. Got it in the hole down here. This back tire's in this hole. Climbs right out, no problem. Let's get over to the technical stuff. So this corner here, I think, is the hardest obstacle on this entire new course I built. It's really hard. You got to back up a lot to get around this corner. and I'm not doing any sort of competition or anything, so backups are fine in my book, but it is not easy to get up this thing. And I'm curious if the deadbolt will do it better. I think it will, just because there's better throttle control with the scx24 for sure, but these super soft tires on, I think these are the softest tires on any of my RCs. I think they're gonna get better grip. I'm gonna make it up this better. So honestly, not bad. That kind of went right up. Wasn't too bad of an issue at all. Let's see how it does going down. Ooh, back end lifted a few times, but we made it down safe. Almost sketchy. And one thing I'm really bad at is going down that technical part. So let's get back up here and see if this thing can go down. I'm guessing no. Get that as close to the edge as we can, even hang off if we need to. Oh, save it. Okay. Maybe if we just hack at it. Oh, we're right there. Don't you flip on me. All right. Up and over the hill. Oh, when I hit that hole on the other side. Got the truck though. I came over and the wheel dropped right off of this, poop, and then fell. I'm trying to avoid that. It's not easy. And the camera doesn't do it justice how steep of an incline and decline this is, but there we go. And this can make it up here. We've seen that before, but I want to try one more time after fixing the suspension. See if it helped or hurt doing it. Nice and easy, slow. Oh yeah, crawled right up. I think it made that way easier. All right, let's take the deadbolt for a spin. Really need to fix that servo clearance so it quits hanging wheels in the air. Oh geez. Ooh, let's go up it the hard way then. Weird how it has no problem with the difficult way, but I couldn't make it up the easy way. Oh, just absolutely torturing that driver front tire right there. Oh, don't fall. Oh, I got myself into a real pickle now. That almost felt too easy with this one. Oh! Getting better at catching them. How often I drop them, I better be. Alright. Oh yeah. No problems. This thing's a champion. Let's get it over here to the technical bit. Now with that lack of articulation and suspension flex in the front, this is probably not going to be as easy for the deadbolt, but we'll see. Come on. There we go. Oh yeah. See how it does with the descent. We'll go back up and try going down and around that corner. The drag brake on this thing is so good. Oh my gosh. I should stop trying to compliment the cars, because every time I do, it's right when I wreck. Let's try it again. Keep the speed, keep the speed, keep the speed. Ooh. Honestly, I think the Enduro did better down that thing, to be honest. I was able to hook my front tire right in on that lip. Help me get up there. Okay. Now let's see how it does going down. As far to the right as I can. There we go. First try. Let's try and hit that same hole with that front tire and see if it flips this. Nope. Oh! Still ended up off the course though. Let's try that one more time. We'll stay a little further away from the edge. Ooh. There we go. Awesome. I'm loving making these videos. I'm glad that we got the front suspension on this thing fixed. Now it actually pops back up. It's a good little truck. Yeah, I want to find some upgrades for it and see if we can make it even better. The deadbolt, obviously, stellar rock crawler and little crawler. But once I get that servo filed down on the edges there and I can actually get some twists back into the front end, it'll be unstoppable. So I want to thank everyone for watching. This has been a few, minor upgrades you can do on this. And I've got more upgrade parts on the way. I want to upgrade the Betty, and I want to get more trucks in here and start comparing them to these two. I think the only truck I'm not going to do anything to is the Kyosho, other than the wheels and tires I already put on it. I like the way it crawls, and I don't really want to mess with that. So we'll see you guys in the next video.